everybody, Adrienne Elizabeth here. We're gonna have some fun today and do some wine and paint. So grab a bottle of wine, pour some for yourself to drink in one glass, and then another glass, pour some that you're gonna dip your brush in. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So you don't need to use a lot of wine. I am using my Hello Kitty stemless wine glass that I just love. And I put a little in there, and that is what I'm going to use to dip my brush in. I just picked this one because my Hello Kitty wine glass is very artsy, and so I know that's the one I'm gonna dip my brush in. And then I have another wine glass that I actually put some wine in so I can partake in some fun while I paint. So let's just get started playing around with the actual red wine I have. I'm using red wine and it's gonna be beautiful once you see like how it touches the paper. And right now we're just going to practice putting it on the paper. We're not gonna make anything, but isn't that gorgeous? It's like a light pink, it turns out that way. It's basically like watercolor that's been, you know, watered down. So like a pink color. Right now I'm just playing with it on my paper. I have some paintings to show you that I've done with wine in a minute, but I just want you to start getting the feel for how it feels on your brush. Just make some little doodles. You know what, we could turn this into an abstract piece when we're done if we want, but this is wine and painting. Two of my favorite things, wine and painting. So I am in heaven right now. I feel the magic flowing, just putting some wine on the paper. So you give it a try. So for today's video, I have a painting I just did, a very quick mountain range. I do live in Colorado, so I love the mountains. They're very fun to paint and draw. I will be using a micron pen. So follow my videos longer and you will realize that I love watercolor and pen together. Micron pens are amazing because they are water safe. So they're not going to bleed on you. I just love them. So I'm going to be sketching out a little mountain scene on this wine painting. So this part is dry. This is a little wet still. So I'm just gonna work here. I wanted to point out the white spaces on the paper, okay? So one thing I love about watercolor and paper is you can leave white spaces to indicate anything you want. Like this could be snow, or it could just be like, you know, texture on the mountains. Leaving white space in your watercolor paintings makes for a more dynamic and interesting painting. So I would encourage you to practice that, to try that out and see what you think. Okay, so I'm just going to take the outline of this mountain range and just kind of doodle and sketch on it, and then we will see what it looks like when it's done. I kind of like to have messy sketches, meaning like if I'm sketching, I don't want it to be just lines, you know, straight lines, because when you kind of have more messy style, I feel like it comes out more interesting. So I'm just kind of like going along with the curve of the mountains here, creating some interesting textures, just doing whatever I kind of feel like. I like to make some areas darker by building up the pigment. And again, this is just the red wine that I used and the micron marker. pen. So whoops, dropped my pen there. I can actually add other colors onto this, like from my watercolor palette to kind of spoof it up if I want. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. So I got this inspiration, well, I've seen YouTube videos on it, but I also got this inspiration because I recently went to the Denver Art Museum, and there was some paintings there that were done with wine and watercolor and other pigments. So it wasn't just wine as the medium, or wine and pen like I'm doing right now. It was wine and like watercolor, different colors. It was beautiful. It was abstract. You could kind of see the wine markings, but with this one we're gonna have wine be the predominant medium. Okay, so let's add some other interesting colors. Okay, for this part I'm going to use my Decadent Pies Art Philosophy art palette, and then also a Blick Essentials Round number 7 brush, and I got some pencils here too, like a cold gray color and a Blick black color that I might use in certain areas that give a little bit of texture different from the pen look. Okay, so as you can see, I've added some color from my palette. So I've added like this color right here, and then this one, and some blue up top. Now for this part, if you're actually using watercolor, I'm not dipping it in the wine that I use to create the base. I am dipping it in actual water. So I'm gonna keep going here. I love this pink color. It's like shimmery. I'm just gonna add some more. Really like that color. Add it over some of the whites. And this is just playing around, having fun with it. Let's add some green in here at the bottom to give the impression of greenery. Okay, so I'm gonna keep playing around with this and show you what it's like when I'm done. Give you an example. So there you have it, a very quick and easy wine watercolor painting. I like this style. I kind of like the flowy aspects of it. I like adding other elements in. I like to create shading with my pencils here. Now, of course, you could totally just leave the wine painting as is. You don't have to add to it. And I will show some videos later on in my channel journey about just using the medium itself, not using pens and other additions to it. But I kind of like this look. Okay, and one last step, do not forget to sign it. You are an artist, you need to sign it. Okay, so there we go. And once this is dry, I can add more to it if I want. I can finesse it a little bit more. And the beauty of watercolors, I could go back in even on top of this pigment, wet it, and kind of move it around just a little bit. One thing about watercolor painting, you do not want to overwork it. So, you know, you can step back, let it dry, take a moment, sip some wine, and enjoy the process. Thank you. So I hope you enjoyed that video. It's a very loose watercolor painting used with wine, and added in some watercolor pigment. So I hope that was a fun start for you for wine and painting. We will be doing more of that kind of thing on this channel, so stay tuned and have a great day. Bye.